In this video, I'm going to show you how you can send a newsletter with MailPoet. Okay, so when you're in your website admin area, if you go to MailPoet and then go to emails, okay, you'll see at the moment there's no emails been created. Once you start sending emails, you'll see a list of all your emails here. Okay, so to send a new one, just click on Add New at the top. And it's going to ask you what kind of email you want to create. You choose a newsletter and then create. On the next page, it gives you various templates that you can choose as a starting point for your newsletter. Okay, I'm just going to choose the very basic one here. You can preview the templates just by hovering and clicking the preview link, and it will give you a preview of what the newsletter looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to choose this basic one. Yeah, and just choose the select option here. And now open up the newsletter editor where you can design your newsletter. Okay, a little video tutorial is going to pop up first to show you how to use things, but I'm just going to cross that off. Okay, firstly, you want to put a subject in your newsletter at the top. And then some preview text if you want underneath. I'm going to leave that blank. And then here's the main editing area of the actual newsletter. So this is what gets sent. Okay. And when you hover over the certain elements, you can see you can change them. Yeah. So for example, this one is a spacer. Yeah. You can just drag and drop the space. Yeah. This is a logo. Any of these elements you can simply delete by hovering and then clicking the delete option, or to edit the settings of this element, you can click the settings option, which will give you more options here. Yeah, so for example, if I want to select a new image for the logo, I would just click that and I can then select my logo. I'm going to select the health hose low image, and then you can resize it, yeah, etc. Here's the main text area. Here's a button, and all the elements that you can add are on the right side here. Okay, so you have all your content elements here. You have text, image, button, social buttons, yeah, dividers, spaces. You can add columns if you want. So if you go down further, you can select the columns option and you can drag and drop. So for example, I wanted 2 columns in here. I can drag and drop 2 columns here. It's going to give me 2 blocks now. And now I can add 2 different blocks into here. So maybe I want 2 images, yeah? That one. And in this one, put another image. Okay. And then say, for example, I want some space in between. I'm just going to put a spacer there, another spacer below this. Okay, so editing the newsletter is quite simple. A button, for example, yeah, there's a button here. If you click the settings, you can edit the text on the button. You obviously need to put a link in where you want the button to go, and many different options to change the background color and the border, round corners, the width of the button, and height, etc. You want to put your address at the bottom here probably, or if not, just delete this. Leave these 2 links at the bottom, sorry, because this will allow your subscribers to manage their subscription or to unsubscribe. Text area is quite simple. Yeah, if you want a new text area, simply drag the text area anywhere you want. And it's going to put this in here, and then you can start typing. To change the overall style of your text, go to Styles, and then you can change the defaults here. So the defaults at the moment for the text is Arial. So if I want to change that to Verdana, I just go there and you see all the text in the newsletter's changed. And the default text size you can change. You want to make it bigger or smaller. And then you've got your headings, 1, 2, and 3. And then the link color here. You want to change the link color. And line height for your text is here. So if you want to make the line height smaller or bigger, content background color here. This changing it for that selected section at the moment. If I go back, this is undo and redo. So if you make an error, if you want to change something, you can go back. Yeah. So global background here will change the area outside of your newsletter. Okay, so once you're done creating your newsletter, then go down to the bottom. You can either save it here, and then it will save the version. If you want to, so for example, if you want to edit it later. Okay, if you want to save it as a template, you just click the down arrow and then save as a template. You might have a newsletter that you send out regularly and you want to keep the similar format, so save it as a template, and then you can use that newsletter again as a basis for your future newsletters. Once you're done designing your newsletter, click Next. Okay, it's going to show you your type, your subject up here. Then it's going to ask what lists you want to send it to. By default, only one list is set up. At the moment, we haven't got any subscribers. So choose your newsletter mailing list. The sender name and the sender email. The email should always be the default one that's already in here, because this is the one that's been authorized to send emails. If you change this email address to a Gmail or something like that, then your newsletter probably won't be sent because it will be refused as spam. Okay, if you do want people to reply to a different email, you can put a different email in here, for example, a Gmail or something like that. Okay, and then if you want to save it as a draft, just click save. If you're ready to send that now, click send at the bottom. Okay, if you want to schedule it for later, then click schedule and then choose the date and the time you want that to be sent. Okay, so that's an overview of how to send a newsletter via MailPoet.